to just be like, oh, we made it to the mat. So come with me, let's join on the floor and come into that easy seat. So easy seat can be legs crossed, legs extended. I'm gonna sit on the block. Just get my hips up a little bit. And then take a moment here. You arrived, right? You figured it out. We got into class this evening. Take a moment. All right, just bring the palms together. You guys soft little like rub here. Feel that energy that comes between the palms. And then let go and exhale. And what you may notice as the palms like come apart, like there's that little tingle in the hands. It proves that there's energy within us, right? That friction, that energy, that heat sometimes. So take an inhale through the nose. Open the mouth, let go, and exhale. Take another deep inhale through the nose. Open the mouth, exhale, and release. Exhale. See if you can allow yourself to just come into a space that you're familiar with, if you're used to practicing with us. A space where you're used to finding and coming and finding that community with friends, and know that they're still here. Maybe we'll take a few moments after if you want to take and send greetings. But take a deep inhale. Open, release, and then let go and exhale. And then one more breath, same space. Deep inhale through the nose. Take an extra sip of air. Open the mouth, exhale, release, let go. And then bring the lips together. Moving that inhale and exhale from a very internal, external exchange to something that's a little more personal here. Take the left hand to the belly, right hand to the top of the chest. Roll through the shoulders a tiny bit, and then exhale. Inhale, feel the belly expand and the chest rise. And then as you exhale, chest gently falls back toward the spine, the belly pulls back in toward center. Inhale. And exhale. And again, finding that movement with the breath, deep inhale and exhale. Let the palms come down toward the legs, let the legs or palms face up toward the sky. Take a lift of the shoulders up by the ears, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and then slide down the back as you lift through the crown of the head. Inhale and exhale. And take the breath a little bit softer. Finding the softness of the breath will allow you to kind of just see where you actually are at. Notice the weight of the seat on the floor. Maybe you can feel the knees on the mat here. Feeling the actual weight of your body on the floor. Allowing yourself to get grounded, to feel the earth. To get out of your head a little bit and really just kind of come back into your breath. Bring the hands out to the sides. Let the fingertips touch in into the floor again, and then just touch down and into the floor. Feeling that space to ground into the mat. And as you push down and away, maybe you can feel a little lift through the crown of the head and maybe more strength and lifting through the spine here. Bring the right hand overhead, lift and reach. Walk the left hand out to the side and extend and expand. Feel the space between each rib on that right side and see if you can lengthen through the left just a little bit. And then up through the middle, left hand rises, bring the right hand down, lift and reach. One day I will learn to teach backwards. Today is not going to be that day, or probably this week. So lift and extend, armpit to hip, expanding and reaching, and then opening up on this right side also as you reach on over. A little room in the side body. Up through the middle, reach. One more time over to the other side. Reach and lift it on up and come on over, expanding through the left side, expanding through the right side, and then maybe you can bring that gaze up to the ceiling. Into center, lift. One more time over other side. Lengthen as much as you can on both sides, expand and reach. If the gaze allows, if you've got the room in the spine, maybe bring gaze toward the ceiling. If this is too much for the shoulder, you can just open up here or bring a spine another room, another placement for it. Then lift and reach, right hand up and overhead. Fingertips forward, push down and into the mat, and then push away from the floor. Lengthen here as you drop shoulders away from ears. Push chin into chest, round the spine. Now bring the hands to the knees and then drop the chin back just a tiny bit further. Pull up and through. Elbows in, shoulder blades in, gaze up, and round the spine, drop chin to chest. Pull on up and through, squeeze. And then draw knees up to center. Allow the feet to come flat to the floor. Hands to shins, lift and reach. And round the spine, drop chin to chest. Pull it on up and through. And round the spine. One more movement on the floor here as you lift fingertips up. Taking a twist over to the left, so take your left hand back, and then reach the fingertips front to back. So finding where your natural twist is first, and then maybe hands come to the floor, into the leg, and gaze comes over left shoulder. Into that neutral spine, fingertips rise and reach overhead. And then over to the other side. Again, first reaching through fingertips, extend as far as you can front to back. Then bring the hands to the shin and the floor, and gaze comes behind you. Into neutral, hands overhead. Reach, palms out to the sides, pull the legs in. Now options are you can pull the knees back and roll forward, and if you're like there's no way, bring the legs around, sweep them to the sides, and come into your tabletop here. So tabletop is all fours. It's fingertips spread wide, thumb and pointer finger pushes into the mat. And then we'll find cat and cow just a few more times, just really allowing the back to expand, belly toward the floor, bringing gaze up. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, let the belly come down, bring the gaze up, expanding, creating room. And then one more time, chin, chest, round it up. From here, tuck the toes beneath you, and then bring the hips back toward the heels. For some of you, this is you want to be out of here right now, right? So just let the soles of the feet open. It's a nice way to open the soles of the feet, especially if you are feeling some tension in the feet because of plantar fasciitis, some of those other things. Now, pull it forward, roll through the ankles, roll through the toes here, palms down, spread fingertips wide. Let's start with right foot back. I got to figure out directions on how things work now where the camera is. So pushing right hand into the floor, bring this left hand either to the left hip, or if you can reach straight up toward the ceiling, finding that expansion, extension, test your wingspan, so to speak. If you'd like, left hand comes behind, dropping it to the hip and bringing the shoulder up. Nice strong twist here, opening. Bring this left hand forward, bring the right leg up, expand, take an inhale, and then a variation on cat-cow, bring it in. Just a little more strength through center, lift and extend. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, expand. And then bringing hand and foot to the floor. Press into the floor, push away from the mat. Same thing, this time push the left foot back, push through heel, lengthen. And where you can, bring the right hand up to the sky. So bringing it toward the ceiling, feeling the length of it as you go from fingertip to fingertip, reach and rise. How much length can you get in this right side? Make adjustments where you need to. If you'd like, bring right hand behind, roll that right shoulder up, expand. Let the shoulder come down, reach the right hand forward, left foot comes back, inhale, exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, expand. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, expand. Hand and knee to the floor, round the spine, chin to chest. And let's start to find some movement. Bring both feet back, pushing through the heels here. Adjusting where you need to, and then spread the fingertips wide and really push away from the floor. Push back through the heels, trying to get as long as you can till it lifts through the belly, the belly, not, so you don't want to be here, you really want a strong, bringing gaze slightly forward. Bend the knees. Feel the strength in the legs as you push the hips back, and then lift the hips up, down dog. Pedaling left and right, finding room to move here. As you bring the gaze forward between the hands, walk the feet up between the hands, find a half lift. So half lift is a nice long spine here. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift again. Soften the knees, forward fold. Sink hips back, and then bring the hands straight forward. So a variation on chair as you lift and rise up. Bring elbows into ribs. So feeling that expansion through the arms, through the chest, that opening. Inhale, lift. Push hips back, forward fold. Half lift. Lengthen through the spine. Forward fold. Sink hips back again. Hands come forward. Rise and reach. Elbows and ribs. All right, loveliness of that lift. One more time, a half sun salute. Push the hips back, forward fold. Half lift. Forward fold. Sink hips, bring hands forward. Rise and reach. Elbows into ribs. Hands overhead, thumbs down through the middle. So if you're not at the top of the mat already, walking to the top, wherever that is for you, I kind of did a little bit of a circle, but find your top. Feet are hip distance apart here, and then drop the shoulders away from the ears, palms out to the side, so nice and wide. So you should look just kind of like this. Sweep hands up and overhead, reach and rise. Push hips back, forward fold again. Half lift. Bring the hands down, walk the feet back and come into your plank. So we've been here before, nice and long. And from plank, you can either lower through chaturanga, the norm like we do in class, or if you want to modify, it's knees to the floor, elbows into ribs. Push up, lining shoulders over wrists, tops of the feet flat, knees up. Tuck toes, lift hips, down dog. It's a slow set of movements to keep the body strong and safe here. Try not to snake your way through stuff and you might maintain strength. Come on to tiptoes, gaze forward. Feet between the hands, half lift, forward fold. Sink the hips, rise to standing, drop elbows into ribs. Let's do it again and add to that, inhale up. Push hips back, forward fold. Half lift. Hands down, bring feet back. And whether you come to knees in chaturanga or stay here in plank, elbows to ribs. Pull up and through. Got a shoulder thing, so I won't be doing all of those. Lift, tuck toes, hips lift, down dog. This time take the left foot in just a little bit to center. Right leg rises
and sweep the right leg to the top of the mat. Feel the left foot come flat to the floor. So the heel will actually come down as you lift on up. Hips are forward, fingertips rise. Virabhadrasana A or Warrior One. Deep breath, sink. Strength as you push through the outer edge of this back foot, lift and lengthen. Take an inhale. And then exhale, humble warrior, sweep it back. Inhale up. Exhale, sweep it back. Inhale up. Exhale and back. Inhale up again. Soften and expand. Take an inhale. Hands to the floor. Bring the right foot back. And then move through that vinyasa again. Elbows into ribs. Push up. Tuck toes, lift hips. Left leg rises, reach toward the back of the room. Gaze forward, left foot to the top of the mat, right heel down this time. Lift it on up. So you can feel the heel kind of peel the left hip back. Find the length here. I'm going to take a little half step up so I can sink into it. Outer edge of this back foot is on the floor as fingertips lift toward the ceiling. Exhale. What can you let go of and soften? We've been in a, trying to keep control of everything a lot lately, so take an inhale. And then exhale, sweep it back, humble warrior. Inhale up, big breath, exhale out. Inhale up. And then again, exhale, sweep it back. One more lift. And this time as you exhale, hands to the floor, bring your left foot back. High low push-up, chaturanga, that wasn't planned. Inhale up, and then bring it back, down dog. Finding the breath of your practice here, deep belly breath, you can inhale. Gaze forward, bring feet up between the hands. Half lift, forward fold. And as you sink the hips, bring the hands forward, rise and reach to standing. Elbows into ribs. Reach and rise. Let's add to it. Sink hips back. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Half lift. Hands down, feet back. You guessed it. Here we go. Vinyasa through. Skip what you need to. Inhale up. Tuck toes. Lift hips. Down dog. Gaze forward. Right foot to the top of the mat. Left heel down. Rise up. Find warrior one. Inhale. Exhale, humble warrior. Big exhale, let it go. Inhale up. Exhale back. Inhale up. Exhale it back. And then inhale up. Tiptoe of the back foot as you pivot open here. And we'll go right foot forward, left foot pointing toward the long side of your mat. So right foot's toward the short side, left foot's toward the long side. And then we'll sink into that warrior two. Tucking and or pulling the hip points up toward the ribs a little bit. Exhale. Soften the toes. Extend front to back. Now, as you're here, you might find that this back one droops down a little bit. See if you can take a peek back at it, lift it up, take it in now. Exhale. Here we are, inhale, reverse. Exhale, tap. Inhale up. Find movement, exhale, tap. Inhale up. Exhale, tap. And last one. Exhale, and then bring it on down. So you can hang out here right in the side angle. Maybe you want to bring it closer to the floor. I'm going to use a block here on this side. Expand. Lift the ribs. Some of you have a bind in your practice. You play with that. We'll be here. Take a breath. Exhale. Gaze to the floor. Sweep up. Or reverse warrior. Straighten the right leg. Lift a little bit longer through this right side. And as you bend the right knee, bring the right hand down, followed by the left. Right foot comes back. High to low, chaturanga. Inhale up. Tuck toes, lift hips. Gaze forward. Left foot to the top of the mat, right heel down. Find your warrior one. Take a moment to just feel it. Inhale, lift. Exhale, humble warrior. Inhale, up. Exhale, humble warrior. Inhale, up. And then exhale, humble warrior. Inhale, up. I'm going to switch sides on the mat here. And then you're going to pivot open. I'm going to do that. You're going to stay open. Pivot open to warrior two. Okay? Just so I can see you. Maybe you can see me. Extend front to back. Soften through the legs. Exhale. And then inhale, lift for reverse. Exhale, side angle. Inhale for reverse. Exhale, side angle. Inhale for reverse. And then exhale, that taking that time to settle into that side angle. Nice and long. Maybe hand to the floor or the bind, right? If you know what that is. Deep breath. If you don't know what it is, wait to come to class. And we can work on it, right? Gaze down, bring it up for reverse. Straighten the left leg, lengthen through this left side. Inhale, and then exhale, left hand followed by right. Left foot comes back, high to low, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Tuck the toes, hips lift, down dog. Deep breath. Exhale. One more inhale. Tip toes here, bend the knees, gaze forward. Bring feet to the top of the mat, half lift, forward fold. Sink the hips, hands overhead, rise and reach. Thumbs or elbows up to ribs, that's what we're doing tonight, right? Lift, and then down through the center. Soften the eyes, feel your feet on the floor again. Feel that hum through the body. Come back to that dedication or intention that you may have said at the beginning of class. That reason for arriving on your mat tonight to just try and move, right? Find the breath. Palms out to the sides. Sweep it overhead. Sink hips back. So this is called chair, and you can see we're just sinking the hips back. Palms come together, bring the hands to the center of the chest, lifting this right leg up and float. From here, begin to shift the weight back into three-legged dog, or not three-legged dog, warrior three. Things haven't changed, people, just because we're stuck inside. Hands down to the floor. And drop your right hip down, see if you can keep the hips even here on the back. Now, bring the left hand up toward the ceiling. Okay, if you feel like you're falling, bring your foot to the floor. It's not a big deal. Twist it up. Left hand comes down. Pull the right knee into the chest, and then press it back. Inhale. Exhale. Bring the right foot down. You might need to bring the left foot out to the side a tiny bit, but we'll rise up into your high lunge. So in a lunge, this heel is off, this back heel is off the floor. If you can do that, and if it feels not sturdy enough, heel to the mat. Okay, so forward. Bring it up and overhead. Take an inhale. Big exhale. Take the left hand behind you, sweep it back. So coming into that twist, it'll look like this so you can see better. Coming back, take an inhale, take the right hand down. Bring the left hand high. And then from here, bring it up and overhead again. Reverse, a little wobbly, eh? And then bring the right hand down. Take the left hand forward, bring the hips with you. Hands to the mat. The toes will be behind this wrist here. Bring the left leg back. Kick it up to three-legged dog. Now we finally got a three-legged dog, right? Exhale. Gaze forward. Bring the feet to the mat. Bend the knees, gaze, come forward, whatever. Come into plank, there we go. And then a lower high low. Inhale, up dog. Float the hips back, down dog. Deep breath. Exhale. Gaze forward, bring the feet up between the hands, half lift, lengthen through the spine, forward fold. Sink the hips, bring the hands forward, rise up to standing. Okay, now, since I don't have any people to guide me, we'll see what happens. So top of the mat, we'll try it from chair. So wherever your top of your mat is, facing the computer here, and then drop your hips back into your chair. We'll do the other side. Take a deep breath. Exhale. Bend the left knee, and then lift the toes, or bring the toes to the floor, and then lift the toes off the floor. So kind of like, right? Like a little yard bird here, or flamingo. And then bring the left foot back. Float it to the mat. Feel the strength in the legs first. So straighten the legs, bend the right knee, lift the left leg. Exhale, hands overhead. And then twist. Right hand comes behind this time. Strength of the posture here. Inhale. Exhale, bring the left hand down toward the floor, maybe into a block. Right hand rises. Gaze to the mat. Bring it up. For reverse. Then bring left hand down. Right hand rises. And then bring it up one more time. And then as you bring this left hand down, take the right hand forward, expand. Feel the strength of the posture here, and then start to bring the hands to the mat. Take the right leg straight back and up and into three-legged dog. Push through the heel. Exhale. Taking this right foot, the one that's in the sky, bring it right behind your right hand. Okay, so right behind the wrist. Feel this deep lunge here. And then start to slowly bring the foot back, forward into plank, lowering, high elbow push-up. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Tuck the toes, hips lift, down dog. Deep inhale. Big exhale. Bend the knees, bring the gaze forward. Step or hop the feet forward. I'll just step. Take a half lift. Forward fold. Sink hips, bring hands overhead, reach and rise. Then bring palms together. So to continue with that theme of twist this evening, we'll take this right knee forward. Don't worry, we're going into tree, but we're going to find a twist with it. So right knee forward and rotate out to the side here. Okay. Now, this is Trivirkrasana. You can either hang out here right at the ankle, calf, skip this whole space, that's the knee. This is kind of a tender space. It's a joint. It goes like this. It doesn't go like this. So ankle, calf, maybe you lift up inner thigh. Hands can stay out to the sides. This is a more secure place, right at heart center. And then if you feel like your tree branches go here, lift and lift, reach and lift up. Release the hands. Take your right knee forward, ouch. Pull the right knee up to the chest. So you might just hang out here. Maybe you can reach, take your left hand, reach to the outside of this right foot, extend the leg out, and then bring the right hand back. So this is what it looks like from the side. Okay, it's a Vinyasa class. Okay, easy flow. We're not doing any of this business. Whoops, what was that? And then bring it, bring your twist, bring the leg in, foot to the floor, shake it out a little bit. Okay, so don't be frightened if that's what you're like, oh my gosh, what's happening? Left leg comes up, rotate the left knee out to the side. And again, ankle, calf, maybe inner thigh, and maybe your weeping willow, maybe your bush, maybe your this kind of tree, right? Hang out where you are in your own practice. Pull the hips into the middle. See how that just kind of lifts through the sides. Exhale. And then let's start to play around. Options are you just come here, hand to knee and twist. So like this, or you can reach down, find the outside edge of this foot. Nobody can see you, so don't feel foolish. Lift and extend and twist. Lengthen. Exhale. Pull the leg in, release the foot, bring it forward, reach and rise. Push hips back, forward fold. Find your half lift and forward fold. Sink hips, bring hands overhead, reach and expand. And then down through middle. Pretty sure we missed a warrior three somewhere in there, and Christy's gonna call me out on it later, but that's okay. I'm not sure. So we'll do another balance one just to be safe. Taking the left foot back, pulling the hips forward. And then you should be able to have both feet flat on the floor. So you might need to shorten your stance a tiny bit here. Toes are forward, kind of, so they're toward the outer edges of the mat. So you can see they're not lined up like this. They're away from each other. Front view here. Pull the hips back, and then pull the hips back strongly. So it's not this, it's shoulder blades together, pull the hips back. Hands either to shin or your soup cans if you have them, or toward the floor. Take a breath. Deep breath. Exhale. One more lengthening here, fingertips. Soft bend in the front knee, and then lift yourself up. Bring the feet in toward each other, find your neutral, and then bring right foot forward or left foot back, yogi's choice, depending on where you are on your mat. And then distance between the feet, kind of think skis or railroad tracks or wherever you're used to hanging out, I guess. Hands to hips to start with. And then the picture of this lengthening is hips strongly pull back. Notice how the chest stays long, and hands either toward the shin or toward the block or toward the floor. Long spine, pulling hips, lengthening, and then trying to bring the chest toward the toes or toward the top of that. Exhale. It's called pyramid. And then to come out of it, find a bend in this front knee, lift yourself up, and then feet top of the mat. Inhale, reach and rise. We have more. Exhale, forward fold. Half lift. Hands down, bring feet back. Lowering high to low. Inhale, up dog or cobra, wherever that is for you. Tuck toes, lift hips, down dog. Come forward into your plank again. And from plank, bring the right knee down to the floor. Take your right leg out to the side. And bring the left heel down to the floor. Now, this is a variation on side plank. We'll show the easiest way first, and then simply just hang out here. Nice and long and strong. Some of you might be able to bring your right foot back, and then reach your left hand forward and extend. Lifting the left hip up, take an inhale, and then exhale, bring the hip down, hand to the foot. Inhale up. Be mindful of the shoulder here. Exhale down. Inhale up. And exhale down. Inhale up, again, knee, and exhale. Bring this left hand to the floor. Bring the knees to the mat. Bring them as wide as the mat if you can, maybe big toes to touch. Hips drop back toward heels. Belly between thighs, and come forward. A chance to catch your breath, let it roll through the wrists where you need to for that child's pose. And then from child's pose, shift, weight forward, come back into that plank. Nice and long. Left knee down. Again, either kick the heel out to the side, but we'll all drop this right foot down and lift up.
So this is the modification, the easier way to do it, right? Especially if you are having wrist or shoulder pain, then you can hang out here, maybe even come onto a fist, or left foot comes back, lift. Inhale, fingertips forward, hips rise, exhale, bring it down. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, and then exhale down. Inhale, reach and expand, roll it over, coming into your plank this time, and with strength, bend the knees, hover above the floor, and see if you can stack the hips over the knees. Strength here. Exhale. Get a little jitter in the legs, and lift the hips, push it back. Come on to tiptoes. Bring the knees to the mat again. Drop hips back toward heels and take a breath or two in that child's pose. So if your head doesn't come to the floor, you can bring fists here. If the hips don't come to the floor, you can come to forearms and hang out here. All of these are perfect child's poses for your body, if that's where it allows you to go. Deep inhale. And then exhale. Pull yourself forward into your tabletop. Walk feet back and into plank. And then bring your feet all the way through and bring your seat down to the floor, coming into seated. Now, hey, hopefully you're a little sweaty. I know it's not as hot yoga. Well, it's not as hot yoga here. I don't know what it's like for you. So, unless you're right in front of the fire. A little wobble side to side. And then imagine you could roll these inner thighs into the middle. Okay? Now from here, hands come to shins, lift through the chest. And when I say lift through the chest, I mean not just like lift through the chest and a big arch like this in the spine, but lift and see if you can pull the tops of the hips back a little bit and lengthen. Deep breath. And then tilt forward. So like you are in a book here, like you're gonna close a book and fold forward. So with sound effects, we did not have to hire a sound effect person. I'm perfect, I'm awesome at it. In case you're curious, take a half lift. Or maybe not, we'll find out when we see what the recording is, right? Forward fold. And then lift it on up. Pull the right leg in. So the right leg is pulling in maybe about the distance of the knee. Maybe you can pull it all the way to the hip. If the hip doesn't think this is amazing, you can bring the leg slightly forward, okay? Lift and lengthen. Left toes on this left foot, no free ride. Toes are up, right hand rises, fold forward. Half lift, forward fold. Those of you that have a bind in your practice, feel free to play around with that. Those of you that have no idea what that is, you'll have to find it out somewhere else or come to class later because I want to make sure that everybody leaves with their shoulders intact. The little thing that we have here. Reach or roll it on up. Extend that right leg, shake it out. Pull the left leg in. Tiny lift through the seat, try to even up where you can, adjust where you need to. Left hand rises this time. Drop it inside of the leg. And then so the shoulder comes inside of the knee, forward fold. Deep breath. And then exhale. Again, finding the bind if that's in your practice on this side. Exhale. Lift it on up. Release hand out to the side. Shake it out. All right. We'll go sideways on the mat or not sideways. Sticks, legs. Legs go wide and toes up. So some of you are going to be able to go way wide. Some of you might not mind if your heels are on the floor. And for some of you, that doesn't feel great. So you might want to come on to the cushioning of the mat here. Take a breath. If you need to, bring a block in front of you for support. Push into the hands, whether it's into the block or the floor, and lengthen. Same thing happens here. Those hip points come slightly forward instead of just leading first. Let those kind of lift the pelvis up. Most difficult move in yoga is actually kind of lifting those hips. Now, where you can, come into that forward fold. Some of you may be able to drop chest all the way to the floor, and some of you may have just giggled out loud. And then the person outside the room was like, what is happening? Now they're laughing in there. What's happening, right? So take a breath. Big exhale. So wide is a relative term. You can see that mine are not super wide. Again, you'll see people that can go all the way out and then bring their chest to the floor. Full on flexibilities, not always a great thing. That means sometimes you need to be stronger, right? You need to build muscles and to support the joints. So take a deep breath. Exhale. Round spine, bring chin to chest, roll it on up. Pull the legs in and bring soles of the feet toward each other. So you're going to take heel to heel, big toe to big toe, pinky toe, and then let the knees drift out to the side. If you feel like the knees are way up here and you've got your soup cans or your support or your blocks, you're going to bring the blocks under. And if you can bring your legs all the way up to the sides and drop them down, that works great too. But try to find that lift and lengthening through the spine first, that rise. And then from here, same thing, that tilt, that hinge forward from the hips and forward fold. Instead of rounding the spine and bringing chin down toward the heels, bringing the chest toward the top of the mat or toward the big toes. Deep breath. Big exhale. Round spine, bring chin to chest. Draw into center. Walk the heels out to the sides. Walk the feet forward a tiny bit here. I'm going to move my block. Hands to shins, lift through the heart. Big exhale, round the spine, let it go. Pull it out, up and through. And around the spine. Pull on up and through. Let the shoulders fall down and away from the ears. And from here, we'll put chime check here. I've got one down here, but we're still good. Hands to shins, lift through the heart. Bring fingertips forward. And I changed my mind. Bring hands behind the feet or the legs. Lean back, tiptoes. Pull the chest up. So your full Navasana or both can be right here, or maybe you can lift feet to 90 and bring hands forward, or you can find that full on lift up and here. Okay, so hang out where you're at, find strength where you can. Everyone's strength through that center band of the body is different, comes with time. Okay. Bring the heels down, hands to shins, lift, round the spine. Pull it on up. Bring either hands to the floor, back of the legs, or find that space to lift and point. Breathing, and then lower, just tap above the floor, lift it on up. Don't cheat yourself, bring it on down, and lift it on up. Hands to shin, or back of the legs. Bring the feet down. Now to the shins, round the spine, pull it on up and through. Hands come forward, shoulder blades down the back and begin to roll down and onto the floor. Pull knees into chest, cross at the ankles first, and then drop the knees out to the sides as the head comes to the floor. Take a gentle rock side to side. Maybe roll the knees in a circle here. Find something that works for you. And then into center. Bringing feet to the floor. Move up. So you might want to find yourself in the center of your mat. Bring the feet flat to the floor. Take the palms of the hands down to the ground. Tuck the shoulder blades beneath. Okay. Now, pull the tailbone down toward the heels of the feet, low back flat into the mat. And as you push down and into the feet, push the big toe down, push the knees forward. So just try to propel the knees forward and lift the hips up. Coming into bridge, lower back to the mat. We'll do this 2 more times. So if you're in your regular practice, you have a Urdhva Dhanurasana or the arch, we're going to call it wheel 2. If you have a wheel or bridge in your practice, pick your poison, right? Hands down, shoulder blades under. Maybe you even want to bring a block underneath as you lift and push the hips up into that supported bridge, lifting and rising up. It's great, especially if you're tight in the hip flexors and through the belly. Or the back doesn't quite feel strong enough tonight. If you're up in supported bridge, you can stay here. Otherwise, bring hips back to the mat. And one more time, press into feet, lift hips up. If you'd like, interlace the hands, rolling shoulders under, opening through the chest and through the heart. Exhale. And then release hips down to the floor. Let the shoulders release. Draw knees into chest. And finding that rock side to side. Into center, bring right foot to the floor, take left leg toward the ceiling. Okay. Now, take your left ankle above the left knee. And take this left hand onto the left leg. So as you push into this left leg, I want you to push the leg into the hand. So it's not just like trying to push this way, but you're also finding a bit of resistance to build strength to center. So push into the hand and then pull the leg into the hand. Squeeze. And soften. And squeeze. And soften. And then one more time, pull it in and squeeze. Release. Feel a gentle rock of the hips side to side. We'll go through the full expression of the posture first. You feel free to make adjustments wherever you need to that feel better in your body. But we'll take this left foot, this top leg, and just bring both feet down to the floor. You'll feel this left hip pull off the mat, but try to keep both shoulders on the floor. Now, again, if this is too much, you can always take your handy dandy block or soup can or whatever you've got, your book. Encyclopedia is great. You can bring it under the foot and expand, finding your twist. If you're like, heck no, you can just find an easier space to rest. That's all that is required of you, right? Find where you are in your practice. Now, push into this bottom leg, slowly bring the legs into center. Let that crisscross go and then sway side to side initially. Into the middle, left foot down. Right leg rises this time. Push up through the heel, tuck the toe in toward the forehead. Take right ankle above left knee. Drop the knee out to the side. And find the sway on this side. It may be different than the other side. Taking your block, your soup can, your book, whatever you've got, let the knees come over to the side. Right. Let's see what happens here. Let's see if I got any more. There we go. Bring it across. So those of you that have come to class normally, you've probably never seen me practice this much in class. But I have to demonstrate everything, so I'm going to be one buff chick when all of this is done. Or something, okay? Now, slowly bring the legs up. Find a little bit of movement. Release that crisscross applesauce. Find the rock side to side. And now pull the knees down toward the And then maybe you want to drop the heels to one side and then over to the other and feel like you're going to tip. And if that makes you laugh, that's why they call it happy baby, right? Into center. Release. Gently draw knees into the middle. And then as you pull the forehead up toward the knees, squeeze, face, fingers, toes. I gotta get a better clock system. Let's be real, right? Head releases down to the floor. Exhale, forehead toward knees. Squeeze, face, fingers, toes. Let the head release. Bring the feet flat to the floor with knees bent first and make any micro adjustments. Now, if I could, I would bring a bolster by for you, Georgia, but I cannot. But I'd like to. Maybe someday soon. Side to side. Take a moment just to let knees find neutral, the legs find neutral. Bringing hands up to the sides with palms to face up, if that works best for you. Some like it belly and chest, opening here. And then begin to extend the legs forward. Again, if you don't have a bolster, maybe a pillow or a blanket rolled under your legs would be lovely. Exhale. And I get to Shavasana too. Shavasana is the most important part of the practice. It's where all the good stuff happens. While the movement starts to integrate and soften back into the small cells of the body. And just because class is a tiny bit different doesn't mean that we still can't read a quote at the end of class. So just remain in that Shavasana. For those of you curious about what the word namaste means, it's a very lovely, longer translation than you would think of just the word namaste, right? And here's a lovely one that I found. It says, I honor the place within you in which all the stars in the sky align and the entire universe shines. I honor the place within you which is of love, of beauty, of song, and of peace. And simply remember that we are all wild hearts. And then we are all one. Start to become aware of your breath again. That simply means the awareness of that Soft rise and fall of the chest. Expansion through the body. And that simple reminder that you are alive. You are safe, you are strong, you are protected. As you move fingertips and toes. Rolling through wrists and ankles here. Pushing feet toward the front of the room and then extending the hands toward the back. So just take a moment to really like big giant bear stretch, expand. Open and exhale. Deep inhale again. Open, release, exhale what no longer serves you. What can you let go of for just a little bit, maybe the rest of the evening? And then start to draw knees in toward chest. Taking a rock and then drifting over to the left or the right, yogi's choice here. Moving from that shavasana or that reclined posture into this fetal position is a reminder that we always have a chance to start over. So each and every time it seems a little bit hard, remember that you can start over. It might not be right now, but there will be a chance in the future. Start to lift yourself up and into that easy seat, that sukhasana we like to call it. It can be legs crossed, it can be legs extended, it can be legs behind your head, but just come into that seat. Feeling sit bones on the floor, hands at the tops of the knees, that connection back to earth. Bringing fingertips out to the side, sweep up and overhead, reach as high as you can. Bring palms together and letting the thumbs rest at the forehead. That reminder that may your thoughts bring you wisdom. That may your words speak truth. That you may have compassion toward others. And then gently bring the thumbs down to heart center. And a reminder to be kind. To be kind to not only others, but to be kind to yourself. In this time when we're just trying to figure out what the next day is going to bring, remember that you can always come back to your breath. That you can always find peace within if you just take a moment to breathe. I know that some of you are kind of feeling anxious about the days, so take a deep inhale. Open and exhale. And again, that simple reminder that the light within me salutes and honors the light that shines from each of you. Wishing you deep peace, Om Shanti, and Namaste.